So the corporate neoliberal Democrats are at it again, guys. This time, they're blaming Bernie Sanders for what Donald Trump and Louis DeJoy are doing to the United States Postal Service. That what DeJoy and Trump are doing, weakening the Postal Service, removing sorting machines, removing mailboxes, making it so that the post office can't effectively operate the 2020 election, effectively sabotaging the election and the Postal Service so that it can be sold off. They're blaming Bernie for that. Of all people, they're blaming Bernie. Yesterday, Jason Johnson tweeted the following. If you don't know who he is, he's an MSNBC contributor who's probably most famous for mocking Nina Turner and Brianna Joy Gray. And he said, the USPS Board of Governors is supposed to have 9 members, but they operated with an emergency committee and without a quorum for years because several Obama appointees to the committee were blocked. Who were they blocked by? Senator Bernie Sanders. And he goes on to say that this is the cost of, ideology before pragmatism. And Markos Moulitsas from Daily Kos agreed with him earlier today and said the following. He said, a reminder of what purity brings you. Senator Sanders blocked Obama appointees, and now we have an all-white, all-male board of governors helping Trump destroy the United States Postal Service. But that's BS. It's 100% BS because, yes, Bernie Sanders did block some Obama appointees, but he did so because he is the biggest champion of postal workers and of the USPS broadly defined. There is no one in the Congress, especially in the Senate, that is more dedicated to a strong, robust public service like the post office that serves all Americans regardless of background, that's there for working and middle class people, even if the profit motives aren't there for the rich and wealthy and well-connected. Bernie Sanders is a believer in the sort of thing that the post office represents, more than anybody. And so, while yes, Bernie did block some Obama appointees, they were the exact types that wanted to harm the post office by reducing services, by preventing them from implementing postal banking, by contracting out some of the more profitable parts of the business to private interests so that they could make money, therefore weakening the postal service even further, by using, technical accounting methods to make it look like the post office was in severe debt when any other institution, public or private, wouldn't have been, forced to use such accounting practices. These were the type of men and women Barack Obama wanted to put in charge of the Postal Service. And Bernie Sanders said no. Bernie Sanders said no to these people. This is a tweet that represents some of the people Bernie Sanders wanted to block. This is from a Bernie Sanders staffer, to be fair, but I think this is 100% on point. It says here, meet the postal nominees Bernie blocked. James Miller, Ronald Reagan's OMB director who wanted to privatize the Postal Service. Mickey Barnett, a GOP payday lending lobbyist. Of course, that's the kind of guy that's obviously not going to want postal banking that offers cheap or very, very low cost, short interest loans that would compete with the basically parasitic payday loan industry. And Stephen Crawford, who wanted to end Saturday mail and slash jobs, pensions, and healthcare benefits. So Bernie Sanders was blocking Barack Obama's right-wing USPS Board of Governor appointees because they didn't actually represent what was best for the service and for the workers within that service. And if you don't believe me, Bernie Sanders was supported in blocking some of these people by unions, including but not limited to the AFL-CIO, the AFS-CME, the NAACP, the National Council of La Raza, SEIU, National Urban League, a whole group of unions and organizations dedicated to marginalized people and their rights, supported Bernie blocking some of these folks. And if you don't believe me, think back to the primary. Who did the Postal Workers Union endorse? They didn't endorse Biden. They endorsed Bernie Sanders. And the reason they endorsed Bernie is that because more than anyone, he is dedicated to a strong, robust public service that will represent the needs of regular people during normal times, but also during these sorts of exceptional times where a robust post office is essential to the very survival of democracy. So you can go ahead and blame Bernie Sanders for what Donald Trump is doing, but the roots of what he's doing rests in the hands of Barack Obama and the neoliberal Democrats. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to draw an equivalency between what Trump is doing and what Obama did. Obama did not have the same designs to effectively tamper with the election by weakening the Postal Service. There's a key difference there. But the reason why the Postal Service is seen as this target for privatization, the reason why it's seen as this lumbering dinosaur that should be, eliminated and given to private interests, is because of people like Barack Obama, because of a lot of neoliberal Democrats who have argued for years now that it's time to get rid of the Postal Service because it costs the taxpayers more than it earns. But the Postal Service is not a business. It's an essential public service, and now more than ever, it's an essential pillar of democracy. Bernie Sanders, because he often thinks far ahead of the neoliberals, understood that better than Barack Obama or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Markos, Moulitsas or Jason Johnson. And now that it's popular to defend the Postal Service, they're all jumping on board. But when the chips were down years ago and they all wanted to get rid of it to screw over all these working class people that depend on the Postal Service, Bernie Sanders was a voice crying almost alone in the wilderness. Don't forget that. And don't forget this, that despite the fact that Bernie endorsed Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, that he's been working hard to help get them elected, that he's been ignoring the very valid reasons why you should attack Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and he's been focusing his ire fully on Trump, never forget that no matter what happens in November, Bernie Sanders will always be the enemy of the corporate Democrats. They will never, ever, ever give him the credit he's due.